young boy with a dream. Father's deep love. Betrayal that would change everything. This is the story of Prophet Yusuf as a journey of faith, patience, and divine justice. From the darkness of well to the throne of Egypt, his life was test of endurance, trust in Allah, and ultimate forgiveness. Let's begin. The prophetic dream. One night, young boy named Yusuf is lay beneath sky full of stars. As he drifted into sleep, he saw vision, 11 stars, and the moon all bowing down before him. Overwhelmed with wonder, he rushed to his father, Prophet Yaqub, as to share what he had seen. Yaqub, as wise and loving, placed gentle hand on his son's shoulder and said, "My dear son, do not share this dream with your brothers, for they may become jealous and plot against you." Although Yusuf did not understand the full meaning of his dream, his father knew. It was a sign that Allah had chosen him for something great. The brothers' jealousy, but Yusuf's brother, already carried hatred in their hearts. They saw their father's love for him and envied it deeply. In hushed voices, they conspired against their younger brother. One of them whispered, "Our father favors Yusuf. We must get rid of him so that all his love will be ours." Another suggested, "Let's take him far away, or even end his life." But the oldest brother, fearing such an extreme act, offered a different plan. "No, let's not harm him. Let's throw him into deep well. Passing caravan will find him and take him far from here." And so the plan was set. The well of betrayal. One morning, Yusuf's brothers called him excitedly. "Come, dear brother, let's go play in the fields." Unaware of their true intentions, he followed them with trusting heart. But deep in the wilderness, their laughter turned cold. They grabbed him, tore off his shirt, and dragged him to the edge of deep, dark well. Yusuf cried out, struggling against their grip, but their hearts had turned to stone. With final push, they cast him down into the well. His small hands clawed at the rocky walls, but he could not hold on. He fell down into the darkness. Above him, last thing he saw was the faces of his brothers peering down before they vanished, leaving him alone in the cold. Desperate and frightened, Yusuf called upon his Lord, and Allah heard his prayer. Elias to Yaqub. As the brothers returned home that evening, their eyes filled with fake tears, they carried Yusuf's shirt, now stained with sheep's blood, to their father. "Oh, Father, Yusuf was taken by wolf." They cried. "We searched for him, but it was too late." Yaqub looked at them with sorrowful eyes. He held the shirt in his hands and whispered, "This is fabricated story. My heart tells me otherwise." Deep down, he knew his beloved son was gone, but he did not lose faith. With tears in his eyes, he turned to Allah and said, "I will have patience. My Lord is the best of helpers." Sold into slavery. Meanwhile, far from home, Yusuf sat at the bottom of the well, shivering. But soon he heard voices above. Caravan of travelers had stopped to fetch water, who, when they lowered their bucket, they were astonished to find young boy clinging to it. "What prize?" one of them exclaimed. "This boy will sell for great price in Egypt." And so Yusuf was taken from his homeland and sold into slavery. In the bustling markets of Egypt, nobleman named Elias saw the boy's beauty and intelligence and decided to bring him into his home. Little did Yusuf know, this was just another step in Allah's divine plan. A minister's house in the trial Zulika. Years passed, and Yusuf grew into a strong and handsome man, admired by all, but his greatest trial was yet to come. Zulika, the wife of the nobleman, became captivated by him. One day, when the palace was empty, she locked the doors and tried to seduce him. But Yusuf, as a man of faith and honor, turned away. "I seek refuge in Allah," he declared. "I will not betray my Lord." As he rushed toward the door, she grabbed him from behind, his shirt tearing as he escaped. At that moment, a nobleman entered. Seeing the torn shirt, Zulika cried out, "Yusuf tried to harm me." Witness, however, pointed out crucial fact. If his shirt is torn from the front, he is guilty. But if it is torn from the back, then he was fleeing. And she is lying. And indeed, the truth was revealed. But to avoid disgrace, Yusuf was imprisoned. Yet even in prison, his faith never wavered. Prison in the king's dream. In the darkness of his cell, Yusuf remained patient. He spent his time teaching wisdom and interpreting dreams for his fellow prisoners. His gift soon reached the ears of the king. Had troubling dream, 7 fat cows being devoured by 7 thin ones. No one could explain its meaning, but Yusuf did. Read his message from Allah. There will be 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. Store food wisely, and Egypt will survive. Amazed by his wisdom, the king freed him and made him minister over all the land.
The reunion and forgiveness. The famine came just as Yusuf had foretold. His brothers, now desperate, traveled to Egypt to seek food. They stood before the minister. Unaware that he was their lost brother, Yusuf recognized them immediately. He tested their hearts, and when he saw their regret, he revealed himself. Overcome with guilt, his brothers fell to their knees. "Brother, forgive us." They wept, and Yusuf, full of mercy, smiled and said, "No blame upon you today. May Allah forgive you." He then sent for his father. When Yaqub received Yusuf's shirt, he placed it over his blind eyes. and miraculously his sight was restored. Father and son were finally reunited, and Yusuf's dream had come true. The 11 stars, the sun, and the moon, his brothers and parents, bowed before him in love and gratitude. Indeed, Allah's plan is always perfect. This is the story of Prophet Yusuf, a story of faith, patience, and divine justice. Lesson that even in the darkest moments, Allah's wisdom is at work. Trust in him, for he never abandons those who believe.